So, this was news that came out yesterday. I just didn't have time to talk about it. So, I was like, you know what? Screw it. I will talk about it now. I wanted to give my thoughts on this news announcement and what it could potentially mean. Basically, what I mean is that yesterday it was announced that the rumors were true in that Marvel and DC were coming together again to release omnibuses of the Marvel DC crossovers and the Amalgam books. So they're doing whole ass omnibuses about it. And I know what you're thinking. Well, that's really not much, is it? Like, that really can't be, that really, like, that's it? Like, that doesn't sound like a lot. Like, that can't be the whole thing, can it? And to which I'm like, it could be nothing. It could be something. So, let's get into it. Now, the big thing was, I'm not going to collect these omnibuses for multiple reasons. One, I actually own the Marvel DC Crossover Classics trades and the Marvel vs. DC book and the Justice League Avengers comic, which are, and I know what you're thinking, those are trades, those are just dumb, those are dumb trades. Well, those dumb trades are out of print, and they are very expensive to get. So I was very happy to have get the collection when I did. So that but to have the omnibus out again, because these trades were very expensive, and normally because Marvel and DC were printing them together. So when they stopped printing them, that kind of led to this whole thing of they're not they are. They're not on speaking terms right now. That's really what it is that the, Marvel and DC were not on, shall we say, speaking terms at the moment. But, yeah. Now, the thing you have to really look at is that if Marvel and DC are open to the idea, and really, although I will say backtracking, because I forgot to mention this, the omnibus will collect the second Batman Daredevil crossover, which was never, for one reason or another, never collected in the trades. But that's not going to be enough to make me get the omnibus for just that one comic of the second Batman Daredevil crossover. That's just going to have to be, I'm not buying a whole ass omnibus to, go die, just for one book when I have all the other trades. That's just going to be like a Comic-Con. I'm going to find it flipping through, long boxes. That's really what it's going to have, that's going to be a quest for another time. But yeah, but again, backtracking to what I was saying earlier, the big thing here is that this kind of shows that Marvel and DC are speaking to each other again, and that's kind of a big deal of them willing to share again. The last time they did this was reprinting for a short time the reprinting of JLA Avengers in honor of George Perez's passing, which I think was very sweet. Both companies who had been at odds and are still rivals to this day were willing to do that. And I think that reprint of JLA Avengers was one of the reasons why they are doing this, because it sold for the limited time it was out. It sold very well. It sold ridiculously well. It was it sold incredibly well for what it was. And I think that's what drove Marvel and DC to be like, let's release all of the crossovers and Amalgam again. We could do that and share the profits. And I also think, and this is me putting on a tinfoil hat right now, I think this is them testing the waters. If this omnibus sells well, this could be them testing the waters to do more Marvel DC crossovers. There was a hot minute where Marvel and there was talk of another Marvel DC crossover. There was a lot of talk of them wanting to do between Donny Cates and a few of the writers at DC and Marvel were going back and forth let's do another crossover, it'd be so much fun. And then everything went silent. Like, everything went silent, and we all just kind of moved on from that. But now, with this omnibus release, it really does make me think that there could be, you know, maybe this is them testing the waters again of maybe we could do a new crossover. Like, maybe we could do, you know, more Marvel DC books. Which, in one way, is both a good and bad thing. Because on a good side, it will be cool to see these new era of writers, you know, taking on characters and whatnot, like Batman, Moon Knight, or, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy, Superman, or, I don't know, Captain Marvel, Wonder Woman, and you know, Suicide Squad and Thunderbolts. You know, things like that. You know, that'd be really cool, of seeing all these new characters and whatnot interact with each other and doing these new crossovers with, like, writers like Donny Cates and, you know, Ram V and, you know, Kelly Sue DeConnick. All these, like, new, all these, like, big writers to do these big books. And at the same time, there's also, like, you're probably thinking, well, what could be bad about that? Like, you know, all you just listed was really good things. And I did, don't worry. I did, you know, I did basically, you know, I did basically list off a lot of good. But the bad thing is that it also kind of signals that Marvel and DC might be hurting a lot. And that's why we got the Marvel DC crossovers in the first place, the first time around, back in the 90s, because both companies were really hurt with money. Now, you know, Marvel has the Disney money, but Disney has taken kind of a economic hit, shall we say, and they've been kind of wounded. And DC and Warner Brothers, God knows what goes on in that shit show in the back lot. So it could be a sign that Marvel and DC are just like, let's help each other out. Like, let's keep each other afloat with some shameless crossovers that kept our company, like, limping along. And let's keep this going. Let's keep this up, shall we? And that could be the case. And I'm not saying, like, I'm not trying to be, like, doom and gloom here. I'm really not. I'm just saying, like, that could easily be the cause as well as to why Marvel and DC are suddenly, like, in cahoots of talking again. Because there was a time where, like, DC was like, yeah, let's do another Marvel DC crossover. And, of course, fat-fucked Quesada was like, nah, we don't need those losers. We're Marvel. We've got Disney money now. You know, fuck DC. And DC was like, well, get fucked then, too. So, but now with Quesada gone, and I guess any other it really depends on, maybe if the omnibus sells well, they'll start talking again, as well as a few other factors as well. So let's see what happens. But if you haven't already, when the omnibus gets released, go buy it. Maybe that'll get them to be like, yeah, let's make new crossovers. But yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of the Marvel DC omnibus releases, as well as, are you hoping this will lead to new Marvel DC crossovers? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.